I'm trying to figure out if I should do a standard intro or a mega super clickbait YouTube intro, because today we're talking about Superhost. I was not expecting a lot when I found this on Shudder, but I can honestly say I think they did a fantastic job with it. It was a fun little ride, but let's go ahead and just talk about it, shall we? So today we're talking about Superhost. Let's go ahead and play the trailer and talk about the plot. Two travel vloggers check into a vacation rental with a host that will do anything for a good review. Now, like I previously mentioned, I enjoyed this. It was simple. They didn't try to complicate the plot. It was let's just talk about the story, like right off the bat. These two vloggers that are hosting a YouTube channel called Superhost, and I'm starting to see this be a little bit more common, which I find a little bit fun, with them starting to throw in YouTube and things like that. It gave us a couple of first person or found flick styles throughout, but it wasn't the entire film, which I guess pleases a little bit of everybody. I'm personally a found flicks guy. They host this channel called Superhost, where they travel to different rental properties or vacation rental properties and review and meet the host and talk about the host and interview them. We are let known that Teddy is trying to propose to his partner Claire, who have been together, who have been part of this channel for a while. They have a couple 100,000 subs, and Claire seems to only be worried about numbers and paying rent. That's all you have to know about her character. She's like, that's pretty much her focal point throughout the entire thing is, this will be a great shot for this. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you thought of this, for more views, so on and so forth. They begin to head to a new location, which a subscriber mentioned to them, for a beautiful view, which would be a perfect spot for Teddy to ask Claire to marry him. They get there, and I can only say the girl that plays Rebecca is a star in this film. Oh my gosh, she plays crazy so well. I loved it. They get there, their code doesn't work. They have to call the host of the place to put in a code. It's an entirely different code. I'll get you about halfway through the film. There's a problem with the toilet. The host instantly freaks out for a moment and says, "Don't worry, I'll get it fixed for you. I want this to be perfect for your channel. I can hear it does great things for people that had a good house. So I'm more than willing to do anything I can to make sure you leave me a positive review." And she mentions it several times. The fact that she really wants a good review. Like, give me a good review. I'm gonna do everything I can to get you to that point. Just I'm all about this. Let's just go. Like give me everything you got. Nothing really happens day one. They meet her. She's a little off. They try to film her, and she, of course, covers up and protects herself from being filmed. She's like, "I'm sorry, I've never done this before. I even gave a fake name on the hosting site because I don't necessarily know much about the internet or how that works. Rebecca's not even my real name, and I probably won't tell you it because it's a little, oh, I'm sorry. Night one, he goes outside to kind of just get some air because he thought he heard something, stares out, and it seems to be someone staring off in the distance with night vision goggles, staring at the house, which I thought was a great little add to that. Like I said, next day they don't really do a lot. She agrees to an interview, final little bit, and I'll kind of drop off here. I might do a full in-depth one on this one. Let's just go full in-depth on this. Day two, they're in the middle of a conversation. No. Day two, they wake up and hear something. No. They wake up. Teddy goes downstairs and finds that the host is cooking in their kitchen. The host supposedly lives a little ways off in a little hut while people rent out this property, but she's there in their living room cooking them breakfast because she doesn't want them to leave a bad review, and she's really sorry about how the bathroom thing turned out. They tried to post their first video day one. The next day they get demonetized and pulled down from YouTube, which was strange and didn't really tie into much except for the fact that somebody might have did something or left a bad review or something. The next day, after the breakfast is had, a rock is thrown through the window, and it seems to be another house that the owner of another house that they've reviewed previously, and they call her, I'm not going to say the word because I try to keep this pretty PG. It's like the witch from this place, because she apparently was really rude and her home wasn't great. She's pretty much lets the audience know that they've ruined her because of their horrible review of the home. Nobody will stay in it anymore. All of her, like, any bit of money that she had into that is gone. She's having to sell the house because she can't use it. It's just a lot. Current host Rebecca runs up and pretty much just like asking her, "Did you throw a rock at my house?" Yes, you should go. Get off my property. And finally, just real quick, go before I slice you open. Just quick little nod there of like, oh, okay, I guess that's what we're doing. She leaves. She apologizes for that. She says, I'll be glad to do an interview with you. And she sits down in front, and it's just the female that plays Rebecca just does such a good job. Like, her interview process, she does like long awkward pauses in between, like like she's definitely trying to put everything together, whatever story she's trying to tell, and it's so good. I love it. That's about where I'll leave it. I won't go full. I won't get into like the turning point, if you will, but pretty much that's pretty much the plot. And on the cover, you already see that she loses her mind, but she does so good at being a villain, and I thoroughly enjoyed her as a character. The other two, they're less memorable, but I did enjoy both of them as well. That being Teddy and Claire. The plot itself, I thoroughly enjoyed the plot. It's simple. You didn't have to do much with it. Just let a crazy be crazy. Let two people be scared. It's simple. It's what Creep did so well. It's exactly what you need it to be. 100%. Plot I'll give it a 7.5. Like I said, the plot and characters were really great. It was just good. There's a great little, just 3-4 person entire casting, just solid overall. The thread itself, the person who plays her is just so good. That's what makes me, like, you see her all the time, you hear her, she's there. It's fantastic. Threat gets a 6, like a 7, because you don't need anything but a crazy person and a knife, and it's a simple story that you can tell. It's been told 1,000 times, but they do it really well in a unique way. It's simple, like I said, but it works. Threat's about a 7. Scares, there's a couple of quick jump scares that are pretty solid throughout it. There's not a ton. Like, one got me for sure. Maybe two got me for real. There's not a ton of scares. Like I said, it's more of the overwhelming feeling, the overwhelming feel of dread. So maybe about a 6 on total scares and threat. 6 on that. I don't remember what I gave the other one. I'll go back and find that. The sound, unfortunately, some points are just really, really loud. Like, the music was just unnecessarily, like, really, really high. Like, it was unnecessary. Sound's probably the lowest point of this film for me. It's probably about a 3. Some of it was just unnecessarily loud. Is it newbie approved? No, there's gore. Like, if you don't mind gore, you'll be fine. There's 3 other people besides the main person that we know is the villain, going off just the poster of the film. If you don't mind that, then I would say it is. There's not a lot of language in it. It's a slasher, so there's that. So newbie approved, yeah, most likely, minus people who don't like gore. Would I recommend this? Yes, I do recommend this. I'll probably watch it at least 1 or 2 more times. Like, I don't mind watching this one. It's just fun. It's just goofy. It's not like funny, haha, but as a much smaller YouTuber, that does not even matter on the blip of a scale here. But I really enjoyed a lot of the ties that they did to it. I enjoyed it. I would recommend it. That overall score on this, I haven't thought about it that hard. So far, the highest one is the Night House at 7.3, and I think this was fun. I do not think it beats Night House. I will say on a fun scale, it's much higher. On a scare scales, it's about the same. So I'll give it a 7 flat. I'll give it a 7 flat. I enjoyed this. It was fun. It was quick. It was simple. Low budget. Great film, or great filming. I give it a 7. Like a simple 7. Works for me. That is Superhost. I am your host, Brady. And I'll catch you next time. Stay scared. Take care. See you.